Here's your First Warn Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Temperatures today underneath, quite a bit of sunshine, warmed close to the 60-degree mark and the low 60s for many of us. But now late into the evening, we're starting to cool off in some spots a bit quicker than others. We're already down in the low 50s, 53 right now in Rockford, 55 meanwhile in DeKalb, 56 Rochelle, 54 in Freeport. And those temperatures will continue to drop underneath initially clear skies here into the night as high pressure remains the dominant feature. But cloud cover already starting to filter in ahead of our next weather system that will bring us our next potential chance for rain as we head into the weekend. In the short term, though, our temperatures remain a little bit more mild tonight, only dropping down into the upper 30s. I'll let you know when that rain will arrive and how much of that rain we could see coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
Right now at 5, a Rockford man faces charges after a Chicago murder. Police say one man died in the April shooting.
Plus, elementary students get a warm welcome to class. The story behind High Five Friday.
And a Rockford veteran dedicated to serving others gets a special home renovation. The thank you she received for her service.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Eppers. Thank you for being here on this Friday. Tonight, a Rockford man is in custody after police say he shot and killed a man back in April.
Police arrested 36-year-old James Jones in Rockford on Tuesday. According to police, Jones shot and killed a man in Chicago last April. Another man was also shot but survived. Jones faces charges of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder, among others. A Janesville man is sentenced to 30 years in prison after admitting to sexually assaulting 3 children over 3 decades. 57-year-old Spencer Markham was convicted on 3 counts of repeated sexual assault. The victims ranged in age from 7 to 14. Markham pleaded guilty to the charges. His wife, 53-year-old Kelly Markham, and son, 27-year-old Cody Markham, are also facing sexual assault charges.
A Poplar Grove man is arrested on charges of sexual abuse. 51-year-old Emil Yanni is charged with 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. An investigation began in August after the Boone County Sheriff's Department was notified of alleged sexual abuse that occurred in November of 2022. Yanni was identified as the suspect. He faces up to 7 years in prison if convicted. Yanni is in the Boone County Jail tonight.
Eyewitness News is committed to supporting survivors of sexual assault. There is help right in our community. A list of resources is available on our website, mystateline.com. Just click on the State Line Strong tab.
If you don't have a Real ID yet, the Illinois Secretary of State's office wants to help. The office hosted a Real ID pop-up enrollment event at Rockford Airport. The event offered Real ID applications in addition to a driver's license and vehicle registration renewals. Now, Real IDs, almost an upgrade of your driver's license, will be required in May to board any domestic flight without a passport and enter any federal building. One clerk says the process is painless.
It's easy to do as long as you bring the documents. It's a one-time only thing. Again, birth certificate or passport, social security card, and mail to prove where you live. I would urge everybody to get it.
Those whose last name has changed into marriage will need to bring a copy of their marriage license to receive a Real ID.
Students at a Rockford Elementary School have new coats for the winter.
Eyewitness News reporter George Rodas takes us inside Riverdale Elementary to see how the kids reacted.
Students at Riverdale Elementary School in Rockford got the gift of warmth just in time for the cold weather months.
Walk up to there.
Students lined up in anticipation, one by one receiving a new jacket.
Hey, baby, what's your name?
Each student unwrapping an early holiday gift from Nicor Gas and Operation Warm. It's one 5th grader Wyatt Echeverria says is much appreciated.
It feels great. It's so soft. I could wear this to bed. It's so comfy.
Students could hardly mask their excitement.
Keep all your papers in your bag for your mom and dad.
Andrea Norton helped coordinate the giveaway for the school. She says the gifts go a long way.
It's amazing. I just had a little girl say this is the best day ever, and it broke my heart. We can't thank Nicor enough for what they do, because we have kids all through winter that have nothing. just a sweatshirt.
Nicor says this is one of 2 coat giveaways they're doing this year and the only one in the Rockford area. In Rockford, reporting for your home team, I'm George Reynolds.
Good for them. A Rockford School District representative says each student at Riverdale got a jacket this year.
Other students in the state line received a warm welcome from local athletes. Students at Lathrop Elementary were greeted by members of Rock Valley College's men's basketball team this morning. It's called High Five Friday. RVC players go to a different school every week to bring high fives and words of encouragement to the kids. The school's principal says the small gesture can have a big impact.
They can see, especially when you are a minority like I am, you can see that you have potential to be whoever you want to be. And we want them to see that they can be whoever they want to be, whoever they want to establish to be.
This is the second year the school's partnered with Rock Valley College for High Five Friday. The Rockford Police Department celebrates a milestone for its newest furry officer. Rockford's latest K9 officer graduated from the Illinois State Police K9 Academy in Springfield today. The K9, named Bob, completed the 12-week training program with his handler, Rockford Officer Nicor. The program includes grooming training for handlers and an array of proficiency tests for the K9.
Veterans Day is Monday, and a Rockford veteran, though, is getting her recognition a little early in a much-needed way. 22-year
Navy veteran Laverne Moss will be receiving new siding and windows thanks to Window World of Rockford. Moss was selected as the recipient of the company's Veterans Energy Saving Home Transformation. Laverne continues to serve in the community, volunteering at the Veterans Drop-In Center and aiding veterans with benefits. She says her life has always been about serving others.
You do for other people whatever you can. That's how I was raised. I don't care if you only have you got 10 people coming in your house and you only have 4 pieces of bread, you make sure you divide it up and give it to them. You know, you share.
Moss says she's most thankful the renovations will allow someone else to continue living in the home after her.
Veterans were also being celebrated this morning in Veterans Memorial Hall. Rosecrance Behavioral Health held a Saluting Veterans, Supporting Those Who Served event. Rosecrance experts and veterans shared information on services for veterans. Rosecrance's president says events like this help reduce stigma that prevents veterans from seeking help.
And rates of suicide, rates of depression, rates of substance use are higher amongst those that have served amongst the normal population. So at Rosecrance, we made the decision that we're going to be very intentional and create an entire team, hired veterans, those who work and serve veterans, to create this service system to serve all people who require help.
An estimated 41% of veterans are in need of mental health care programs, according to the National Library of Science. On Monday, Veterans Day, we will have a special edition of Eyewitness News to recognize and honor Veterans Day and all who served. You'll hear stories from across the country and right here in the state line. Veterans Voices, honoring those who served, Monday at 6, right here on WTVO 17.
And coming up after the break, a potential tragedy averted at a Wisconsin school.
A shooting scare at a Kenosha elementary, what police described as a dangerous close call.
And coming up at 6, Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl is back. We take you behind the scenes with the show's new host as he prepares for season 11.
Our temperatures warmed into the low 60s today underneath. Quite a bit of sunshine, but cloud cover already on the increase through the night. I'll let you know how that impacts our temperatures into the weekend and if we see any rain chances on the way. Coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
A school shooting crisis in Kenosha narrowly avoided.
A 13-year-old arrested after police say he entered an elementary school carrying a backpack and duffel bag. ABC News correspondent Andrew Dimbert has more.
This morning, new details about the teenager police are calling a would-be school shooter.
We narrowly missed a tragedy today.
They say the 13-year-old showed up at his former elementary school in Kenosha, Wisconsin, carrying a backpack and duffel bag, entering through the front entrance after trying to open several locked doors on the side of the building. The superintendent says the boy may have made it through the secure entrance because office employees mistook him for a current student. But soon after, another staffer noticed him and tried to stop him. That's when he ran.
He said he was here for school, but then left right away and started to walk around the building. He's now leaving through the alleyway east of here.
Schools in the area were placed on lockdown as police searched the city for the suspect.
I just want to get my kids out of there. That's it. And I don't know what to do. I know I can't keep them out of school, but I want them to be safe.
The boy was arrested before the school day was over, but police have not yet said what he had in those black bags. Overnight, investigators releasing this undated video allegedly showing the suspect holding a rifle and practicing tactical maneuvers. They say a search of his computer uncovered weeks of troubling comments on social media and research into school shootings.
This is something that had been told to people of his growing intentions. We know that there was internet searches, and all the red flags that we would look for and expect someone to report were there.
Oh, that was scary.
It really was. Glad it was avoided.
Yeah, for sure. Well, still to come here in the State Line, another beautiful sunny day, but all the sunny afternoon may be coming to an end temporarily.
Rain could be on the horizon. Meteorologist Jordan Wolf tells us how likely that is. His full forecast is next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Evening, we have some pretty vibrant sunsets out there. Some of our Mercy Health Skytrack cameras pointed off to the west, and as a result, seeing some of those brighter colors, especially out in Beloit, the northeast side of Rockford and Rochelle. Meanwhile, in downtown Rockford, pointed off to the east, therefore not quite seeing as much of that light. But nonetheless, we are still holding on to mostly clear skies, and that's underneath the influence of high pressure, which allowed the sunshine to stay in present for many of us during the afternoon, allowing many spots to actually warm, even getting up into the low 60s. We officially hit 63 in Rockford. We're now sitting 10 degrees cooler than that. 53 right now at the Rockford Airport. 54 meanwhile in Rochelle and DeKalb. 53 also in Freeport, and 55 out in Galena. Meanwhile, our dew point temperatures are sitting in the 30s for many of us, which is a pretty good benchmark for roughly how far our temperatures may fall into the evening, given the fact that we were to remain underneath clear skies. However, cloud cover will be on the increase through the night, and that may keep our temperatures a little bit on the warmer side. Therefore, we only fall into the upper 30s for many of us for those overnight lows. And the initial temperature drop will be a little bit quicker than it will be late into the evening, as we only fall another degree or so once we hit midnight or 1 a.m. tonight. Heading through the evening, that cloud cover will continue to be on the rise, not only through tonight, but also going into tomorrow. This is all ahead of our next weather system that's currently spinning down to our south and to our west, producing quite a bit of snow showers in portions of Colorado, northern New Mexico. Meanwhile, rain on the warm side of that system, and we are going to get that warm side as it moves through our direction as we get closer and closer to the weekend. So that gradual increase in cloud cover going to be the main story for the night tonight, but that weather system will slowly progress our direction as we head through Saturday. As we get into Saturday afternoon, we may see a few very isolated showers or maybe a sprinkle or two try to develop during the afternoon, but there's still a lot of dry air down in the lowest levels of the atmosphere, so that may limit how much of that coverage we see, at least early on. The better coverage rises as we head into the evening hours, and even that, still not all that impressive, but nonetheless, many spots could pick up roughly 1/10 of an inch of rain, up to 1/4 of an inch of rain in total during that time, before that initial wave of showers pushes out. We then see our next wave move in as the core of that actual pressure system sits just off to our north during the afternoon on Sunday. That will bring us at least an isolated shower or possibly a patch of drizzle or two during the day on Sunday before things gradually start to clear out into the evening, allowing temperatures to drop very quickly thereafter. I mentioned our rainfall totals, not going to be all that impressive. Many spots likely staying underneath 1/4 of an inch, anywhere between 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, more than likely going to be on those higher end of the spectrum for those rainfall totals during that time before things clear out heading into the early part of next week. The weekend, though, will feature pretty mild temperatures with that cloud cover in place. We warm to 56 on Saturday, 59 meanwhile on Sunday. Overnight low temperatures on Saturday, actually pretty close to average high temperatures for this time of year, sitting up in the low 50s for those average highs. Meanwhile, that overnight low, 49 degrees. 59 for both Sunday and for Monday. Quick drop in those temperatures as we head into early next week behind another cold front heading into Monday. Some cooler overnight lows in there before we start to warm up ahead of our next weather system for the middle of the week.
Thank you, Jordan.
Scott's next with sports.
He has more bad news for the Bears and for Caleb Williams going into their game Sunday against the Patriots.
Now sports with Sports Director Scott Lever.
I would not want to be Caleb Williams on Sunday. The Bears will be missing both starting tackles, Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. They've been ruled out with injuries. Larry Borum and Jake Curran will likely take their places. Now, this is a must-win against a weak Patriots team. Here's Matt Eberflus's message to his team.
Yeah, it's just 1 week at a time. That's what it is. You got to really maintain your focus. You got to wire into that week. Put everything you have into that week, all your preparation, all your focus, and it goes all the way through, the practice week like we just had. I thought we had some good, really good practices, like I said.
We'll see Sunday if the Bears remember that Cole Kmet is still on the team. He's been ignored the past 2 games. He has 1 catch, and he hasn't let that, though, get him down. He says the atmosphere within the team right now is actually better than on the outside than how we might imagine it to be.
I think we're really transparent with one another, which I think is a healthy and good thing. Look, I'm not going to get around that. We're all very emotional about this game, and I think the previous week after Washington, that kind of showed itself. But no, I don't feel like any sort of strain. I think it's we have a good partnership here with the coaches, and I do think there's good transparency between the two groups. And at the end of the day, we're all about winning.
The Ice Hogs will finally get some home ice time this weekend. They'll play 2 home games. Tonight they go up against the Grand Rapids Griffins. The Griffins are off to a great start this season, but the Ice Hogs are 2-0 against them, both times by a score of 4-1. Tomorrow night the Hogs will host the Iowa Wild. The Hogs dropped their last game to the Chicago Wolves. The NIU football team's good week continues. It started with their win Wednesday night at Western Michigan. Now 2 Huskies have received honors. Freshman running back Telly Johnson Jr. has been named the MAC Offensive Player of the Week. He rushed for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns Wednesday. Sophomore Cam Thompson is the MAC Special Teams Player of the Week. He returned to kickoff 91 yards for a touchdown. This coming Wednesday, the Huskies will host Akron, and if the Huskies win, they'll become eligible for a bowl game. Well, we got playoff football tonight at the high school level. There will be 2 local games. In Class 5A, Rochelle will host Bennett Academy of Lisle. And then in Class 4A, Dixon will host Chicago Agricultural Science. Everybody else plays tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot of high school football playoff talk coming your way tonight on Overtime. That's following the Iowa-UCLA football game on Fox 39. That game starts at 8 o'clock. Overtime should start around 11:30. If you can't stay up that late, you'll find it when you wake up tomorrow morning at mystateline.com and on the WTVO YouTube channel. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Cloud cover keeps our temperatures a bit warmer into the night tonight, only reaching down into the upper 30s. 50s for tomorrow. Cloud cover remains thick. A couple of isolated showers possible late Saturday evening into early Sunday.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at 6.